Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be analyzing Chainlink and its price action through a few custom indicators I've made and going over my thoughts on where Chainlink is headed over the next few months. So if you are new to the channel and you want to show some support, please leave a like and subscribe. So in this middle region I have this color-coded indicator where we can analyze the extension between the price action and the 200-day simple moving average. And I also have this one down here, which is color coding the closing price and the 200-day simple moving average based on whether the price is above or below that moving average. So I'm going to go over this Chainlink USD pair and some support levels later on, but first I want to begin with these indicators because I kind of want to bring a unique look to this chart and provide something a little bit different. So as you can see here, we are in these darker blue colors, and that means that price action is very far below the 200-day simple moving average. So as you can see today, the closing price is roughly $6.70 and the 200-day simple moving average is all the way up at $17.20. And the last time we were this far into the blue region, the closing price was roughly 16 cents and the 200-day simple moving average was at 50 cents. So you can see how this kind of corresponds to the same level of extension to the downside where closing prices are very, very far below the 200-day simple moving average. And vice versa, this indicator can help us on the upside where we see, during these darker red colors, that's when it's very far overextended above the 200-day simple moving average. So in July of 2019, the 200-day simple moving average was only at 75 cents and the closing price was all the way up at $3.80. So as you can see, the price action was very far above it, and that's what plots it in this red, dark red color. So now that we are all the way down here in the dark blue colors, where we haven't seen this level of underextension of the 200-day simple moving average since 1,433 days ago, I would consider this to be very oversold in the short term, because not only have we not seen this level of extension to the downside in 1,400 days, but we also have seen very few bounces on the way up. So you can see how even in March of 2018, on our way towards this darker blue color, we had a very significant bounce, but in the short term, we haven't seen many of those. And I would say that Chainlink is warranted for some sort of intermediate term, short term relief bounce. So I would expect that given how in these darker blue colors we went all the way back up to the green colors, which corresponded to price action above the 200-day simple moving average, I would expect price action could at least see some sort of bounce upwards towards this 200-day simple moving average. And if you look here, when price action was exactly equal to the 200-day simple moving average in December of 2020, that corresponded to this sort of cyan color. So I'd expect us to get back up to that color range, considering how oversold we are in the short term. And in general, I believe that if we are able to get back above this 200-day simple moving average and revisit some of these darker green colors, lime green, then that would be phenomenal for price action, because during bull markets when we're above the 200-day simple moving average, we can see some sort of bounce off of these in the event that there's a short-term correction. So you can see how we bounced off of it in December of 2020, as well as we bounce here in September of 2019, and another bounce here in May of 2019. So time and time again throughout bull markets, when we are above the 200-day simple moving average and we come back down and correct towards it, we can expect to see some sort of bounce. And this bounce led us all the way from 42 cents upwards to $3.60. So my point is, I would expect price action to come back up and revisit this 200-day simple moving average within the next few months, and whether or not we are able to close and get back above it and hold it as support would ultimately dictate if we are able to start trending back up towards these all-time highs. And I would expect that this is going to be largely dependent on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin itself is able to trend back upwards towards, say, $40,000 and reclaim some of its support levels, then I would expect Chainlink is going to be able to do the same thing and reclaim some of those levels as well. However, if Bitcoin is trading down towards the low $20,000, obviously we could see this get even more overextended to the downside, and Chainlink could be even more oversold. However, if I were to give that a probability, I would say that is probably the least likely scenario, considering how markets are pretty efficient in that when things are this far oversold for this long of a time frame, then obviously the likelihood of some sort of relief bounce in the short term is very high. So now I'm going to switch over to the Chainlink USD pair and kind of minimize these indicators. So as you can see, I have this red zone from $4.90 upwards to $5.20. And this is a very important zone because we saw this corresponded to the June of 2019 high, as well as this darker red color of overextension, as well as this March of 2020 high, where we saw, this double peak here, and price action was very capped up at this level, right? Ultimately, it took us around 375 days, so basically a year, to get back above and reclaim this level. And now that we've been so far extended from this and we've come back down, we've held it as support in the short term. So we have seen some sort of bounce off this level, and I would expect that if we come back down towards it again, hold it as support again, and bounce off from there, then that would lead towards another bounce, right? So I also have the 200-day simple moving average over here, just to show you how it is declining right now. It is moving down. So if price action were to remain constant and this is moving down, that would also indicate that the extension to the downside is going back up. So just a few things to keep in mind and a few indicators to kind of give a different perspective on the market. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And as always, if you have any comments or feedback, I really do appreciate those. And I will see you in the next one.